Welcome to my channels. Today's training is on how National Assembly aides can use artificial intelligence to deliver their duties in the 10th Assembly. My name is Prince Olatunji, a digital marketing consultant and a business coach. We are going to be looking at a brief on legislative aides. The legislative aide are the temporary staff in the parliamentary bureaucracy who are nominated by the parliamentarians and appointed by the National Assembly Service Commission. The tenure of the appointment normally spans the term of the appointments are made. That is, if the primary officer you're working with, the honorable or the senator, is actually going to spend 4 years, then you're working with them is also 4 years. They are administered and regulated by the parliamentarian bureaucracy. So there are 5 cadres of people that are working with either the House of Rep or the senator, and we're going to be looking at them one after the other. The first one is SLA, Senior Legislative Aide, and they have the salary grade in the Senate at 13 to grade 16, while in House of Rep it is 13 to grade 15. Now the next one is Legislative Aide. We call them LA1. Now their salary grade is level 10 to 12. The next one is Legislative Assistant, LA2. Their salary grade is from 9 to 10. We have PA, Personal Assistant, which their level grade is 8 to 9. And the last one is Secretary, that their level grade is from 7 to 9. So this video is going to focus on the role and duties of each of these legislative aides, and also how you can actually execute your duties as an aide of this 10th Assembly with artificial intelligence. And this is going to make your work seamless. And if you can stay to the end or watch the video to the end, you are going to be seeing this and how this can be useful for you to execute, and also what are your duties as individual aides of this 10th Assembly. So let's first look at the qualities of legislative aides. Number one, you must have a good character. As an aide of this assembly, you must have a good character. The second one, ability to work independently with minimal guidance. The third one, effective application of time among competing demands by identifying high priority issues. The fourth one, good understanding of the forms and structure of legislation and related matters. The fifth one, ability to prepare, review, and edit report and other information material. Also, I will also be giving you a tips on how to use artificial intelligence to write motions. How can you write motions? And also I'm giving you tips on how to also write bills. The sixth one, explain rules, regulations, and policy of the national and state legislature. Now, let's look at the seventh one, obtain and impart information tactfully and accurately. 8, exercise initiative and good judgment. 9, make sound decision and work under pressure while meeting your deadline. 10th, maintain effective working relation with staff of the state legislature, agency, organization, and other National Assembly personnel. And the last one, conduct basic research and compile data on legislative and policies issues. So these are the qualities of each of legislative aid. So we're going to be looking ahead to each of these aid and their duties and responsibilities. Number one, we are starting from the SLA. The SLA, that is the Senior Legislative Aid, plays a crucial role in supporting legislative activities and ensuring the smooth functioning of the legislative office. And the responsibility can vary depending on specific requirements of the office. But here are some common duties and responsibilities. So I'm going to be mentioning a few common duties of SLA, and also at the end of this video, don't forget that we're going to be looking at how you can achieve all of these responsibilities and duties with artificial intelligence help. Now, the first one is policy research and analysis. Now, you conduct an in-depth research on legislative issues, proposed bills, and policy matters. How can you write bills? And all of that are going to be discussed. Analyze the potential impact of the proposed legislation on the constituents and also the community at large. So let's go to the second one. Legislative support. Now, assisting in drafting, reviewing, and editing legislative documents, including bills, resolutions, and reports. Now, let's go to the third one, constituent services. Now, this aspect has been lacking, like many times. People are expecting so much from the honorable or the senator, but we are talking about the federal constituency, that you are here in Abuja, and there are other federal constituencies depending on the state. So the work of the heads is to connect the federal constituency and people with the honorable that you're actually working with. And that is the constituency services. That you serve as a liaison between the constituents and the legislative office, addressing concern, inquiries, and requests for assistance. And in this part, we are now in the technology age. And how can you actually achieve this? This is going to be discussed in our practical class. If you can watch this video to the end. Now, the fourth one, meeting coordination. Now, you organize and schedule meeting for the legislator, including appointment with constituents, stakeholders, and other government officers. The fifth one, policy briefings. And we'll talk about the precise, concise, and informative briefing to keep legislators informed and current legislative issues, events, and development. Now, let's look at the next one. The sixth aspect, legislative calendar management. Now, you are to maintain the calendar for this constituency. You maintain and update the legislators' calendar to ensure they are aware of the upcoming events, meetings, and also deadlines. Now, the seventh one, conducting outreach. Now, engage with community organizations, advocate groups, and other stakeholders to gather input on legislative matters. And this is very important for an SLA. Now, committee support, assist in preparing for committee meetings. Many of your primary officers are actually going to be in one committee or the other. Then definitely you are to assist in preparing the committee meetings, including researching topics, drafting testimonials, and also coordinating with the committee staff. The ninth one, strategic planning. Collaborate with the legislator and other team members to develop and implement legislative priorities and strategies. And the last one, administrative tasks. And that is major work of SLA, handling administrative duties such as managing the office budget, track expenses, and ensure compliance with financial regulation. And also you are to supervise and provide guidance to junior legislative aid or support staff. And that is almost the work of LA1. But there are some few different things that differentiate SLA and the legislative aid. So let's look at legislative aid plays an essential role in supporting the work of a member of the National Assembly, which can vary depending on the specific legislator needs and office structure. So they can have some structure, like you can have your SLA be in Abuja here, or be in the federal constituency, and LA also can be, but yet you as a LA1, you need to understand your duties and responsibilities. And also, whenever you're giving other office structure based on the office structure, you need to understand how to also play that role. So the first thing is constituent services. So why SLA is most times busy in writing motions and bills as the practices, then you should be able to focus more on the constituent services, that you act as a point of contact between the legislator and the constituents, addressing their inquiries, concern, and requests for assistance. And I'm going to shift this in now at the 10th Assembly, that it's very necessary for you to have a platform, a social handles, whereby you can have these people having access, direct access to you, and your that is going to make you to actually function well. at your own federal constituency. By so doing, you'll be able to reach and understand their problems, and you can also know instantly what are the areas you can write motions on, because it is their need that is very paramount. And you can also maintain a consistent database to track and manage constituent interactions. So in that, you actually get to have a track record of what your constituency needs. Now, you also have legislative support. Also, as you have it in SLA, you have communication management. Now, that is a unique one for LA1, that is manage the legislator communication, including the emails, phone calls, letter on their behalf, and the rest. And this work, you actually have to work with the secretary to actually get all this information and ensure what is supposed to be done, where letters supposed to be go. You are also getting a feedback from there. Constituency outreach, engage with community organizations, advocacy groups, and the rest. The next one, meeting and event coordination. So you need to schedule and organize meetings, appointments, and events for the legislator, including meetings with the constituents, stakeholders, and other lawmakers, and also ensure the legislator's calendar is up to date and well organized. The sixth one is committee support. The seventh one is legislative reporting by preparing regular reports on the legislative activities. This is very important. Early one, you are to prepare a what? Report and activities of the accomplishment and the progress towards the legislative goals, which means there should be a website. And that's one of the things that you need to learn. All the H's are supposed to have at least one tech person that will be updating the website one after the other, based monthly, based on the achievement, accomplishments, and other things. And also, the eighth one is media and publication relation. So you should have a knowledge about the publications and media, and that's why it's very needed for you to learn on how to be techy, how to actually do some things online, or also uploading some things on the social handles of this your honorable. And this will not cost you anything. If you can follow my channels, I have some of those videos that will help you a lot. When you subscribe to my channels, you are going to learn a lot on how to do all of these things free of charge. Now, the next one, emergency response. Response to urgent matters and emergencies, ensuring the legislator is briefed and prepared to take appropriate actions. And the last one, maintain confidentiality. So let's look at the LA2, that is legislative assistant. Now, legislative aid and legislative assistant are doing almost the same thing, but I'm going to be mentioning only the different thing about them. Now, we have legislative reporting, constituency outreach, media and publications, policy monitoring, and meeting and events. So as a legislative assistant, you are to focus more on the media and publications, and also the meetings and event coordinations. So these two kits are very important for LA2, that is the media aspect. So you are going to focus more on the media, getting reports. Maybe you are getting reports from the PA. Whenever they go to an event, you gather all of those things, ensure that the site, the social handles are up to date to the event of that honorable. So let's look at the next one. Personal assistance duty and responsibility. A personal assistant working in the National Assembly serves a crucial role in providing direct support to the legislator, and the responsibilities can vary depending on the specific legislator's preferences and needs. So let's look at this. Number one, calendar management. You know, as a PA, you move around with these honorables, and you have to maintain and coordinate legislator schedule, including meetings, appointment, events, both in National Assembly and in their constituency, because that is your focus work. Now, the second aspect is the travels arrangement. So you have to actually get to understand how to book flights, how to do all of those things, arrange travel accommodation, including flight, accommodation, and transport for the legislator and also their staff when necessary. The next one, communication management. The next one, constituency services, office organization, because you are a PA, you're actually going to get to know so many things, so many people, you're going to meet them. So you have to organize and maintain the office and the space, including managing supplies and other things in the office. The sixth one, document preparation, assist in drafting. So like I said, everybody in the office that are working every head must understand how to prepare drafts, editing, also how to prepare reports, letters, and the rest. Because at any point in time, you should be able to write something as a PA and you are in an event. An honorable need to give a speech. So you should be able to actually jot out some things and do some editing. So I'm going to be showing you, because you are going to be playing a crucial role to ensure the grammatical errors of these honorables. And in that aspect, you need to stay to the end of this video so that you can learn some AI tools that's going to help you. You can have it on your smartphone, you can have it on your laptop, that will help you in that regard. Now, the next one is meeting coordinations. Meeting coordination is also key roles of PA, because as you are going out, you are going to be getting some information, which means you need to come back and also understand the work of SLA, LA1, and LA2, so that you are going to be giving to them and updating them. And they also are going to be asking you once you are back from any of the trip. The next one is media and publication. Yet, as a PA, you are supposed to go with the honorable with a good smartphone, or you can collect the phone of the honorable to ensure that you have every piece of every event that you are actually going to. Emergency response, and the last one, maintain confidentiality. This is very key. Confidentiality. Handle sensitive information with the discretion and maintain a high level of confidentiality in all matters related to the legislator's work. Definitely, you are the PA, you are going to be going to so many other places with the honorables. You are to maintain confidentiality. I hammer it very well. This is very key. Now, let's go to the last one, the secretary. Secretary in the National Assembly play a crucial role in providing administrative support to ensure the smooth operation of the legislator's office. So, as a secretary, you own the office, and that is very key. You need to know. And one of the major things you need to know one is office management. At many times, secretary, I've seen some of them like having issues when they are typing. When they are typing, their filings are not accurate. You are to oversee the day-to-day operations of the legislator's office, including managing supplies, equipment, and administrative resources. So that means every details of everything they will be needing in the office, that should be in your care. You should find a way to guide it and also to maintain them. Now, the next one is document handling. Document handling, you have to receive, process, distribute incoming and outgoing correspondence, including letters, emails, and official documents. The next one, calendar management. You are to also assist in maintaining the legislator's schedule, and you also have to do the work of a PA, because you are most times even closer to the legislator. And the next one is filing and record keeping. Now, this filing and record keeping is very key. And most time when I look at letters written, and I see that many times a lot of secretary use indented style in typing, but most times the filing and recording were not properly done. I've seen a lot of them that the filing and recording were not properly done. So this is an area we are going to be looking at in this particular training. Now let's look at the next one, phone and communication management. Phone and communication, you have to handle phone calls, take messages, and manage voicemail to ensure prompt, efficient communication. The sixth one, meeting coordination. Meeting coordination. Then you assist in scheduling and also coordinating meetings, including those constituency stakeholders and other legislative colleagues. Travel arrangement, you should be able to also do tickets, do accommodations, flight transportation, and where necessary. And budget management. You know, we have never talked about budget management since. That is the work of the secretary. You are to ensure that you assist in managing the office budget, tackling and tracking every expenses and ensuring compliance with financial regulation. And the ninth one is the collaboration and teamwork. You are to collaborate with all the staff, work closely with other members of the legislative office to ensure seamless coordinations and cooperations. And the last aspect, technology and equipment management. And this is one of the reasons why NASCOM have said that a secretary should either study secretariat or computer science, because technology and equipment management is very important. Ensure the office technology, including computers, softwares, and other equipment, is functioning properly and up to date. That is their reason why they want you to be a computer science or you study secretariat. But if you are not, then you should update yourself on technology and equipment management. So I'm going to be talking about this aspect now, going into the practical aspect of the artificial intelligence. So the first thing I'm going to be talking about is every age should be able to write a report. And most times, you have to ensure that it is accurate. Grammatical errors are avoided, and also you present the office very well. So you don't actually need to bother yourself, because there's an office assistant that can actually work with you, which is an artificial intelligence. So I'm going to be introducing you to Chat GPT. Chat. So if you want to go to the site, is chat.openai.com. You can check it with your smartphone, chat.openai.com. This is it. And for you to register, it's just free of charge. Just click on sign up. When you click on sign up, then you follow it suitably. Put in your email address, and also if you're using your smartphone, you can continue with your Google. And if you're using laptop, you can also continue with your Google. So this is going to be very easy. All you input your email, then you create a password and you log in and register. That is very easy. So once you are able to do that, and they are also in your phone, so anytime you need it, you just have to apply it. So I'm going to be showing you the aspect of Chat OpenAI. What can it do for you? Now you can see I have just opened and registered on chat.openai.com, and that is as simple as that. So what can you do? This is serve as an office assistant. So you can see I just type hello now, as if I'm talking to somebody. Hello. So now let's look at what it can do. Let's, for instance, you are a secretary, or you are there to just write a letter to some. Let's say I want to write a letter, like the first letter you wrote when we are here is the domiciliary letter. So letter for domiciliary, or you want to write a letter to clerk of national or House of Rep on domiciliation card. So that is very simple. You can see that letter is going to be written. Can you see it? So this is going to draft you a letter. And what you have to just do is you don't actually need to bother yourself. And that's one of the help this can do for you. Now, most times you see this letter is so lengthy. So what you just have to just put is just shorten it. You can just type shorten it, and the letter is going to be shortened. Can you see it? So that is how easy. So anything you actually want to write, let's say for instance, you are even looking for a job, letter, application letter for post of secretary at National Assembly. You know, you are being asked as a secretary to actually write a letter for application and the rest. So these are one of the things you can actually generate. You can see this is letter, and the letter is being generated. So you can actually do so many things here with chat.openai.com, and that is one of the, it's free, it's very free. But you have to understand something, that you need to actually understand that you have a power to edit. So it's not just whatever it gives you, you actually just put there and print. No, you need to edit. And when the words are too lengthy, you need to write immediately that it will shorten it, so that it will just give you a broad one and also a shortened one. So these are one of the powerful AI tools that will actually serve you a lot. So the next aspect is we'll talk about motions. Or maybe, for instance, you have a particular letter and you want to remodify. Let's say, for instance, I want to write a letter to someone, or you are writing a report. And that report is all about the activity that happened yesterday, about the event you went with your boss. Now, you can jot down your own knowledge. You can jot down whatever you want to write. But when you are putting it to chat.open.ai, let me give an example. Now, I'm already writing a report, like minute of the meeting. Held 18th September 2023. Opening prayer by Honorable Paul. Then you talked about an matter arising was read by Professor Kunle. So let us look at something like this. So what you need to do is this. If you have something like this to do, so what you just have to do first is to put remodify. You put the word remodify, because you have put up a minute of that meeting, then you actually need to remodify it to the standard. So when you put the word remodify and you put that message or that content you actually want to remodify and you press enter, this is going to be remodified. And let's look at what is given to us. So this is going to be put in stage by stage. You can see the first thing is minute of the meeting, date. Can you see? Meeting commencement. The meeting commenced with an opening prayer led by Honorable Paul. Matter arising. The reading of matters arising was conducted by Professor Kunle. You know, looking at the one you put and how this is being extracted for you, it's going to look standard. And that is most times when you have a minute of the minute, or you go to an event, a committee with your honorable, whatever point you have been able to put down, just put us something down, structure it, and come to this and remodify it. By the time it's going to give you the output, it's just a minimal thing you are going to input, and you are going to love the outcome of it. And that is the work of chat.open.ai. And it can do a whole lot of things. Like, you want to write emotions. Now, in some of my videos, in my next video, I'm going to be showing you focusing on motions. In another videos, I'm going to be focusing on bills. In another videos, I'm going to be focusing on letters, areas whereby so many persons are making an errors in filing and stuff like that. So in some of my videos that is next, I'm going to be focusing on each one of them. But the first thing I want you to take home is this chat.openai, so that you can actually have a full understanding of how these things are being done, how artificial intelligence can actually help you. And also, you need to follow and subscribe to my channel so that you can get to have more knowledge about this. And now let's look at this. You want to write a motion about road. No, there are damaged road in your federal constituency, and you know the road. So you want to write a motion on reconstruction of Apple Bridge due to heavy rain. Okay, that is the motion you actually want to raise. So now let's write a motion on the construction of Apple Bridge due to heavy rain to Honorable Speaker of National Assembly. Now, I actually want to write a motion. So I've been able to draft out something now. Can you see? So it's now drafting a motion. Motion for reconstruction of Apple Bridge due to heavy rain. Can you see? So the motion is already being written. And one of the things you need to get to understand about motion, writing a motion, is that you need, in this part of Nigeria, if you want to write, if you go and watch the past motions, they start from note that, also note that, aware that, also aware that. So all of those terms are going to be discussed in my next video. And that is why it's very important for you to watch, subscribe, share to other kids for them to also have this knowledge. And aside from that, wait, subscribe so that you can get my next video. And my next video is going to focus on how to use Chat GPT, Chat OpenAI, to actually use it to write a proper motion that will help you to be able to write a whole lot of motions for your honorable. And one of the things that I've said in the video is that when you have coordinated yourself with the federal constituency, whereby you have a channels whereby they can post their problems to you and you have them listed, so you can get to know what motion to. You don't even have to wait for your legislator to actually tell you what to write, because you are having a kind of connection with them. And when there is a situation where there's a problem, you can quickly write a motion regarding that, and you won't have a problem in writing motion. So, and everybody in the office, all the heads, should be able to write a motion, as you can see. And that is why I'm going to focus more on that motion writing in my next video. So if this is good, then you need to give it a like. And that's one of the things that I need from you. Give it a like and also give it a comment. If it is good, give it a comment and give it a like, and also share to as much people. Looking at this has been able to structure for us, honorable speaker. So how can we now modify what you are looking at so the way we write it in National Assembly? So that is going to be what we're going to focus on in the next video. You can say motion for construction of Apple Bridge due to heavy rain. Now, I hereby move that. So all of this, I hereby the background, Apple Village. So all of that, we're going to discuss more on that, how to actually convert that into note that, also note that, aware that, further aware that. All those terms are going to be then the resolve to. Therefore, I propose that the Honorable Assembly allocate the necessary fund. All of these are the resolved to. So how can we do all of that? So it's very possible for you to write like 15 motions in a day. Once you are able to have problems, then you'll be able, it will be very easy for you to write motions on them. And that is why it's very important for you to have that platform for them. And if you want to learn about how to create websites, how to maintain website, you can actually contact me. I'm going to put you in a mentorship, and you're going to pay a token as one of the head. Once you have your ID card, then you pay a token and you learn a full how to create a website and how to maintain a website as a head. So let's go to the next one. Don't forget, one of my next video is I'm going to be talking about unlocking the potentials, how to monetize your knowledge with artificial intelligence as a nasslaf member. So that also is going to be seen in my next video. But before then, let me give you one of these, also another website. We have gravitywrite.com. For those of you that are actually looking for how to generate content, GravityWrite also does the same work as chat.openai. So you can actually come to GravityWrite and click on what? Start for free. So already I have an account with that. So let me just quickly go to that. GravityWrite. Now let me log into my account. You can click on start for free at the beginner, start for free. Or if you actually want to register with that, you can contact me or check the description button. You are going to see a link that you need to click, and you have to register with GravityWrite. And that's going to give you over, let's say 80% discount. Can you see it? So instead of you paying $228 for you to have a full copyright version, then you are going to be paying $97 if you use my link. And that is why go to the description button and get my link. So what can this do for you? Now, for you that are having copywriting tools, blog tools, advertising tools, email tools, or you actually want to write a CV. So those are the areas I'm going to be talking about. You want to write a CV letter, cover letter, and the rest. That is very good for you. This is going to be so much powerful for you. And we also have a YouTubers. For you that actually want to monetize your knowledge on YouTube, then you have a whole lot of them there. The most important thing is that you need to understand that there are some artificial intelligence that are going to make your work very, very fast at this assembly. And that is the reason of creating this video for you. So if you think this is good, firstly, I want to appreciate Honorable Cap, that is my boss, Honorable Kalejai Adeboye Paul, for granting me and giving me the materials needed, all the materials they use when they are giving the first 1 week was given to me. And that is what I've actually used to compile this for you. And also I want to appreciate my friend, Ade Tokun Itunu. She's my friend. She's the secretary to Honorable Jimmy Bensi, for actually helping me to actually submit my CV that gets me into the 10th assembly. And I won't forget to also thank Honorable Jimmy Bensi, my own federal constituency, for all the work he has been doing. Not only that, also Honorable Shesi, that man is actually the person that got my first CV and to call me for this 10th assembly before introducing me to my own boss. And the last person that actually make this actually to build my to encourage me to make such videos is the commissioners for Southwest at the National Assembly Commission, Honorable Moturayo. Now, I actually want to appreciate him so much for giving me all the details, all the questions that I've been asking. He has been giving me answers to actually help me to have an insight of what is actually going on, and also areas I need to focus to actually bring about these artificial intelligence trainings to all the heads. So if you see that what you're liking is good, then share to other heads. Because this is free, we actually need to help ourselves to ensure that this 10th assembly is far better than all other assemblies, and also is going to prepare us to the future of this great National Assembly. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you want to see more of my videos, I train people on how to make money online and also how to promote their business. So if you actually think this is good, is something that you love, subscribe to my channel. And if you want more tips on this National Assembly trainings, then also you need to subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to be creating more content on what can actually help you to grow in your work in National Assembly, and also how to have an extra income also in this assembly. Thank you so much for your time. See you in my next video.